Okay, welcome to the channel. This is an edit, mainly to take out the sound of the game. So this is edited with the original, at least this part of the video, so I don't have any community guideline issues. Now, this piece of content, this upload here is strictly for novice players who want to play the game, who think they can't play it or want to have better performance, right? So if you have a lower end sort of card and you want to be able to play this edition, whether it be the natural light or the regular edition, they both take its toll on GPU and CPU setups. This is to help get some FPS, maybe between 30 and 40 FPS, to make the game playable. Now, the first thing you want to do is you got to go into your ENB menu. And you click Shift and Enter, and you are in the ENB menu. Now, the main thing here that you want to mess with, because you don't want to mess with too much of anything inside here, just one simple thing compared to everything else, because what you're going to disable is not going to disable the ENB entirely, but it's going to disable the global effect. So you would go up here and you would uncheck global effect, and that in itself will boost your performance on any setup, but mainly we're looking at the low end cards like a 5700 XT, 2060 Super. You can play this setup with those cards in 1080p. Now, I've done this with a 1080 Ti in 1080p, and you probably could get away with 1440p with the 1080 Ti. But mainly this is for 1080p. If you're trying to play this in 4K, you need a 40 series card, and you would have a hard time with a 4070. You need like a 4080, 4090, or if you have a 30 series card, you want a 3090. You might be able to get away with it in 4K. This is without disabling the global effect. This is with it enabled, right? But we're mainly making this video for 1080p users and people with lower end cards, because that's basically how I started playing this, is with lower series cards, 20 series, 60 Super, and 5700 XT. That's how I started playing this, right? And the 1080 Ti is, I play that with the global effect enabled. I'm talking about without being able to use the full functioning ENB to play the game with a lower series card. So this is what this is about, and nothing else. But the setup right now is basically in 4K with a 4090. That's not how I started playing this, although this setup is a older version, Nolvus 4. It's not the updated version, right? So I'm sure the newer version takes its toll out even more, you know, because if I'm not mistaken, when the mod author made this list, it was with a 2080 Ti and then upgrade to 3080. That was maybe a year or so ago, maybe longer, and probably who knows what he's playing with now. Okay, so disable the global effect, and then you close it out. I haven't unchecked it because I don't need to. Right, close out the menu. Okay, close out the menu, Shift and Enter. And then open up the reshade menu, and you want to check bloom. And if you want, you can also check HDR bloom. Now, when you do that, you got to adjust it to your liking. You want to dim it, and it will give you basically the same effect, or give you back most of the effect the ENB would. Right? So check bloom, only one bloom, because sometimes when you create the list and reshade, it gives you double each one. At least it does that to me. And you want check one bloom, because if you have two of the same thing enabled in this list, it gives you double the effect. So you want to check to make sure you don't have that going on. Check bloom, and you can check HDR bloom, and you want to adjust and dim to your liking to give that effect that the E and B would, right? And once you're finished with that, basically you now can play natural light, novice natural light, or now novice regular on a lower end card, lower than it was initially tailored for, which was a 2080 Ti, at least this version of Nolvus 4. Now, once that's done, if you have issues with body types and everything, or you want to add to the load order and you're having problems with that, you have to make sure everything is an ESL. Now, with Mod Organizer, it's not like Vortex. You need SSE Edit, and you have to open it up. You got to come out of the game and check in the Mod Organizer menu. You want to let me close this real quick. Okay, and see, I have the D menu set up. You got to close that as well. If you're using the wheeler, you got to have D menu. You got to make sure that's closed. You can't do anything. There, you would have no function. Anyway, when you come out of the game, you're in the Mod Organizer browser menu. You want to open up SSE Edit and check the mod, or go through the process of opening SSE Edit, and you want to click on and only the mods that you want to convert to ESL. Right, I would open this up right now, but that would be for another video, and how to do that with SSE Edit. But it's SSE Edit in Mod Organizer, gives you the same function like if you're using Vortex and you go to plugins and you click on, I think it's the thumbs up. Oh no, it's like a leaf. You want to highlight the leaf to make it an ESL. Basically, it does the same function, but you have to do a little bit more with Mod Organizer to do the same sort of function. You have to open SSE Edit to do that, because in a lot of lists, like in Wobblejack lists or plug and play lists, you have but so many ESPs you can add. It's a trial and error sort of thing of what you can add, but ESLs, you'll have no problem with them. Now, as far as animations and that work with Nemesis, it's also a trial and error thing. But mainly, if it's an ESL or if it has no ESP, it should work. But you still got to check. And one way what I check, as far as when I add a mod, as soon as I get in the game, I save the game and then I load it. And if it works, I don't have no issues, or it doesn't say corrupt in a file or anything like that, I know the mod works, right? All right, so this is the end of the edit, and it's going to go back into the gameplay. Basically, for the start of the game, this is a very large file because this is in 4K. So I'm going to cut this right here, and it's going to go back to the original programming. I didn't mean to, start the game, but since it's already on, I might as well make a character real quick. Anyone wants to do that, and get into the game so you can see what the game looks like, and with a 4090, with some additional visual mods, and so on and so forth. So I'll keep it with the male character, but I am going to quickly make a character and get into the game. We're going to use Charmers with a Reach, and let's see, who do we want? I am missing the beard. This is supposed to be Mr. Patterson, but the beard is not there, which means that I don't have the beard installed. So, yeah, we're missing the beard. Let's see if we can find it. That's it. No. That's
Approach, my child, and choose where your new life shall begin. Are you a patron of?
I always start in the Sleeping Giant. I don't usually go anywhere else because more than often I always have problems with the map, and I do not know my way around this place like the back of my hand. But I know my way when I start from the Sleeping Giant.
Even the lowest among us can rise to greatness.
I haven't adjusted because I'm playing with the gamepad. I haven't adjusted the map to play with hotkey. Because you can't set up the controller to play, give you somewhat of the functionality like with the keyboard. It's not set up with this mod list. I haven't got it. Just playing with just a regular controller. Alright. There is an armor that I want to try. Hold on. See if I can find it. It doesn't have body slide. It's just basically textures, the mesh. I can't, give it the proportions that he has, so it will switch. But I still wanted to try this armor out because I actually got it into the mod list. It can be a problem, especially if you can't switch to ESL. But this one came as an ESL, so let me see if I can find it. All right, here we go. This is basically everything in the mod list as far as natural light, novice natural light 4. Mainly when you add mods, as with any list, they're usually at the bottom. So if you don't do the search and you want to get to the stuff that you added, here you see they all basically start towards the bottom of the list, so you know where to find it. All right, here's the armor right here. It's from Final Fantasy, I think. This is a male armor. All right. Okay, here we go. Right. There it is. That is a fine. Oh no, you basically still have the same shape and everything. I think. Looks. No, it's a little. It should be. with more proportion. All right, the weapon. We got a one hand and a two hand. Let's try the one hand. And of course, we want that on the back, not on the side. So we're gonna go down to the skeleton, and we're gonna switch. So the sword shows up on his back, right? And sword on back, right? And we'll do it for the left side as well, and it will switch. There we go. There's the sword on the back. Throw out sword. Kind of animations we got going on here. Put in some Dante. Devil May Cry. Not actually Dante. Okay. All right. So take that back. There we go.
I still sense your
And come out of here. One thing I don't like is when you come out of the cell and they switch the armor. So it can be a problem, especially if you have already a whole bunch of stuff in your inventory to have to find all the pieces again. You know, it's just a little quirk that always have to deal with every time you leave the cell, or, you know, before you actually get into the start of the game.
Come on in. We got warm food,
I
warm
see,
drinks,
there it is
and warm
again.
beds.
Orgnar.
All right, so but I don't have anything here, so it'd be easy to put everything back.
Listening.
hard not to.
The ale is going bad. We need to get a new batch.
All right.
Did
So,
you hear me?
Yep, ale's going bad.
I guess you don't have potatoes in your ears after all. Just make sure we get a fresh batch in soon.
Are we gonna go out real quick? Ooh. Okay, here we are. All right.
Wait, so a costume? You're not serious. Sure I am. We got Ain't nothing aboard me that I can't do better.
I'm not gonna make this video too long because this
I
is
heard about
4K,
what
and I know already that this is a pretty large file. Now, this is basically the start of the game. I don't have basically anything installed. The wheeler is there. This is very important to have that installed. You know, especially if you want to change stuff on the fly.
Yield! I yield!
All right, so we're gonna leave that right there. Um, this file is probably super long already. All right. Thank you for watching. Peace.